I'm about to show you why calorie counting is failing you, and I say that as someone who thinks tracking can actually be helpful. These 2 days of eating are the exact same calories. Your tracking app sees these as identical. Your body, it absolutely does not. And once you see what I'm about to show you, you'll never look at calories the same way again. Now here's the thing, I'm not saying calorie counting is bad. I work with a lot of people who track, and for them, it is absolutely helpful. The problem isn't tracking itself. The problem is that it tells you one number and completely misses everything else. So let me break down what's actually happening here. Hey there, I'm Amy Lawson, a registered dietitian, and I have heard this thousands of times. I'm tracking everything perfectly, and I am still not losing weight. The answer almost never has to do with willpower. It has to do with what your app literally is not showing you. If you've ever thought, I'm doing everything right, why isn't this working for weight loss? This is exactly what we're about to solve. First, let's be fair to calorie counting, because honestly, there are real reasons millions of people track their food, and there are legitimate benefits. Calorie counting creates awareness. For a lot of people, especially those who've never paid attention to portions, tracking reveals patterns they may have completely missed. You might realize that you're drinking 400 calories in your morning coffee, or that your healthy salad has 800 calories of dressing. That awareness is genuinely powerful. For some people, that structure and accountability is exactly what you need. And energy balance is real. You can't out-salad a calorie surplus. A deficit is required for weight loss. That's not the debate. And you can technically lose weight eating whatever you want. There are studies showing people losing weight on crazy diets, like Twinkie diets.
So you did all this for a Twinkie?
Oh, no, he did.
When calories were tightly controlled. The scale can move regardless of food quality, at least in the short term. So here's my honest take. Calorie counting can be a useful tool, especially early on to build awareness and learn portions. The problem isn't that it works, it's that it's incomplete. It tells you one number, but misses everything else that your body actually needs, and that's where things fall apart for most people. Let me show you what I mean. I built 2 days at about 1,500 calories. Same number, different everything else. Day 1, low fiber processed foods. Breakfast is quick, cereal and coffee. Lunch is drive-through chicken sandwich and fries. Dinner is frozen and a little candy as a snack. It hits your number perfectly, but here's your actual day. By 9 a.m., you're already hungry. 12 p.m., you're starving and your blood sugar has crashed. 2 p.m., major energy dip. 6 p.m., dinner is not enough and does not satisfy. 8 p.m., you're hunting for a snack because you didn't fuel properly. You hit your target, you've been fighting hunger all day,
and it is now a scientific fact that you are hungry.
Your blood sugar is on a roller coaster and you have zero energy. Day 2, nutrient-dense whole foods. Same 1,545 calories, but eggs and toast for breakfast, tuna sandwich with spinach for lunch, salmon, sweet potato, and roasted veggies for dinner. Same calories, totally different day. By 11 a.m., you still feel good. 12 p.m., you are ready to eat, but not desperate. 3 p.m., no crash, no energy dip, and your blood sugar is stable. 6 p.m., dinner is substantial and you feel nourished. 8 p.m., you have the snack because you want it and you want a little something nourishing, not because you're starving. Same calories, one person is hungry all day, the other is satisfied, energized, and actually enjoying their food. Your tracking app sees these as identical.
Oh, right, because calories.
Your body absolutely knows the difference. So why does this happen? 3 reasons. Number 1, protein preserves muscle and keeps your metabolism high. When you prioritize protein during weight loss, especially with strength training, you lose fat while keeping muscle. Without it, up to 1/3 of your weight loss can be muscle and not fat. Also, muscle burns calories at rest. We lose muscle, our metabolism slows down. So 6 months from now, you might have hit your weight loss goal, but your metabolism is slower and you have to eat less just to maintain. That's metabolic adaptation, and it can really spiral. There's a big difference between losing weight and losing fat. Fiber creates real satiety. Fiber sends an actual fullness signal to your brain.
Fiber?
Without it, your hunger hormones can stay dysregulated. You feel hungry even after eating. But with fiber, you feed your gut bacteria, stabilize your blood sugar, and feel genuinely full for a few hours. With just calorie counting, you're fighting your biology. With fiber, you're working with it. Blood sugar stability means consistent energy. When you eat low fiber, high carb processed foods, your blood sugar spikes and crashes all day. You're on this roller coaster. You reach for caffeine and then sugar, and your stress hormones spike. And subsequently, your sleep will suffer. But whole foods with protein, fat, and fiber, blood sugar stays stable, energy consistent, no crashes, no desperate snack hunts. Simply calorie counting doesn't account for any of this. You can hit your number and still feel terrible. And hey, real quick, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Subscribing means it supports this channel and it helps me keep creating videos like this to support you. Here's where this actually matters. I had a client named Alex. She was tracking calories in MyFitnessPal religiously for 6 months, every single day, consistently in that deficit. And the scale not moving, completely stuck. So she came to me frustrated, ready to quit. So I asked her, walk me through what you're actually eating. Breakfast was a frozen egg, sausage, croissant sandwich. Lunch was a drive-through. Dinner was a frozen meal. Vegetables, fiber, almost none. So I said, it is not you, it's your plan that is a problem. Because she was in a deficit, calorie counting was doing its job, but her body was getting calories without actual nourishment. She was tracking perfectly, yeah, but she was hungry. So we flipped it, not the calories, the quality. Breakfast became oatmeal with berries and flaxseed and a little maple syrup. Lunch became a real sandwich on sourdough bread with some turkey, a side of veggies. Dinner was a ground turkey taco bowl with some complex carbohydrates, brown rice, and a ton of veggies. Something amazing happened. Within 2 weeks, her energy came back. Her skin cleared up. I'm telling you, she looked brighter. She slept through the night and her mood stabilized. She actually felt fantastic. And then the scale finally moved too. And here's what she told me. She said, Amy, I don't even care about the scale anymore. I just want to keep feeling like this. And that's when it clicked. She had been sacrificing her energy, her sleep, her skin, her mood for one number on the scale. By increasing her food quality, the weight loss to her was a bonus. The real transformation was in how she felt. Now, here's something nobody talks about. We, in general, are terrible at estimating our calories. Studies show that people underestimate what they eat by 20 to 50%.
Only 35 calories.
And restaurant meals can be off by 300 to 400 calories. Packaged foods, the labels itself can be off by 20%. So if you're relying only on calorie counting, you might not even be hitting the numbers you think you are. No wonder people feel frustrated. That's not your fault. That's the tool's limitation. So here's what you actually need to do. Stop asking, is this under my calorie limit? And start asking, does this have protein, fiber, real nutrients? Build every meal around these 4 things. Protein, aim for 25 to 40 grams per meal, personalized to you and your health goals. That could be eggs, fish, chicken, Greek yogurt, tofu, cottage cheese, turkey. Fiber, aim for 25 to 30 grams per day total. That's our veggies, our fruit, whole grains, legumes. It happens naturally when you eat whole foods. And healthy fats, do not forget about these. Olive oil, avocado, nuts, fatty fish. They help with satiety and we need them to absorb certain vitamins, which are A, D, E, and K. And vegetables, they're calorie light and they're nutrient dense and will keep you full. Do this consistently and here's what happens. When you prioritize the protein and fiber, your calories tend to naturally fall into place. Your hunger regulates, your energy stabilizes. You don't need to obsessively track every bite. You may have to fine tune, but this sets you on the track. And yes, you can still enjoy food you love, a piece of dark chocolate, a treat, but you're building that into a framework of real nourishing food, not trying to squeeze treats into a diet of processed quick fix garbage. That's sustainable. That's what actually works long term. If you're someone who genuinely needs the structure of tracking, there's nothing wrong with that. Just layer this framework into your tracking. Track your protein and your fiber, not just your calories, and this gives you the best of both worlds. Now, I know some of you are thinking, can I just take Ozempic and skip worrying about what I eat? Here's the reality from working with clients on these GLP-1 medications. Yes, you will lose weight. The appetite suppression is real, but I had a client who came to me after her appetite dropped so dramatically, she was only eating about 500 calories a day. She thought, great, I am losing this weight fast, until her hair started falling out, her nails stopped growing, and she was exhausted. So we looked at labs and all kinds of data. We saw muscle loss, bone density loss. Her body was literally breaking itself down for nutrients. She was malnourished from eating poorly while eating less. When you're on a GLP-1 and you can only stomach small amounts of food, every single bite has to count. You need protein to protect muscle and bone. Strength training is non-negotiable. You need real micronutrients that your body can actually use. If you're on a GLP-1 or considering them, food quality matters more than ever, not less. And I have a full video breaking this down. I'm going to link it below. Here's what people don't expect when you shift to nutrient-dense foods. Your energy stays stable throughout the day. Inflammation decreases, less joint pain, less brain fog. Digestion improves, your skin clears up, your mood stabilizes, you sleep better, your hormones are happier. Simply calorie counting will never give you these things because it misses the big piece. Quality. You can hit your calorie goal and still feel terrible. Remember my example of Alex? But when you prioritize food quality, these benefits really come naturally. So here's what changes when you shift your focus. Yes, a calorie deficit can lead to weight loss, but if your food quality is low, it won't get you very far and it won't get you there in a good, sustainable way that you can maintain lifelong. That's the key. Focus on nourishing your body first. Prioritize protein and fiber. Choose whole, minimally processed foods most of the time. And when you do that, the rest tends to fall into place. Remember Alex? She stopped asking, is this under my calorie limit? And started asking, will this actually nourish me? And everything changed. Within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll feel the difference. More energy, better sleep, clearer thinking. Now here's where you guys come in. My husband and I are putting this to the test and I want your input before we film it. Here's the setup. He's gonna eat a full day of highly processed foods. Think fast food, fries, maybe some soda, all carefully tracked to hit a calorie deficit for him. And then I am eating a day of nutrient-dense whole foods, and we're gonna be tracking how we feel. And then we're switching. So here's my question to you. What do you want us to measure? What questions do you have about how your body responds to different foods? Drop me a comment below, and your suggestions will go straight into our experiment. And if you want to see the results, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are filming and dropping this soon, so make sure you're subscribed. I am so psyched for this one. Remember, it's not just about hitting a number. When you focus on real, nourishing food, your energy stabilizes, your hunger regulates, and your body actually thrives. And if you want more ways to make meals that are satisfying and nutrient-dense, check out my anti-inflammatory meal prep video right here, and I'll see you over there. Until then, eat well, be well, thrive.